Man Gaming. Check out his YouTube channel, you guys. I'll post the link down below in the description as well once this video is over. So we just got finished watching the WWE 2024 Royal Rumble. So to start off, I mean, we opened up with the Women's Royal Rumble. Of course, I'm trying to remember who number one was. Who was number one? I can't remember.
I can't. Like I said, I missed that part.
Hmm.
But I would think it was Bayley. Was it? It seemed
It
like
might.
Bayley was number one. If I were,
Yeah,
I'm
Bayley.
wrong, but it seemed
Yeah,
like Bayley was number one.
yeah, Bayley was number one or number two. I can't quite remember. But you guys, I mean, the went like number. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Cause Bayley was number one, and then Naomi ended up making her WWE return, and that was that was pretty cool, as well to see her back into the company. We was hoping throughout the show that we were going to see Sasha Banks, but of course she didn't appear. I thought she would have been like number 30 or 29 or 27 or something like that. But overall,
I figured she,
it was good.
I figured she would be like if Shasha did return, she would be like number 30 or something like that.
Right,
But
right, right.
I guess that spot with the Jordan Gray. So
Yeah, Jordan Grace, she made her, they even mentioned that she was a TNA Knockouts champion. That was a pretty cool thing that WWE does as well. Because it seems like TNA and WWE is working together. I would love to see more TNA stars over in the WWE as of right now. Because, I mean, seeing fresh faces and everything, having superstars that you have never seen in WWE before make their name for themselves and to build them up, even have them to come on NXT. I mean, that's another possibility WWE could do as well. Um, Go ahead and give your reaction to it. I got to turn this song down before YouTube copyrights me for this. I think they're doing that little what's that thing called? That little after show thing or whatever. And
oh
Bailey's, yeah, yeah, Bailey's song is going off, so hopefully it don't pick up.
yeah. No, but yeah, I felt like the women's Royal Rumble for the most part, from what I've seen, was a good women's Royal Rumble. Not knowing that who was there, knowing that they invited Jordan Jordan Grace. They did it with Mickey James when she was. It reminded me when she was TNA champion. They also mentioned she was the TNA Knockouts Women's Champion. So I like that they got that little working environment. But I would like for it to go beyond just the Royal Rumble. It seemed like it's only at the Royal Rumble,
Hmm. Yeah,
and then
that. Yeah.
it's like it's at the Royal Rumble, and it's like I can't. I want to say it's like maybe because they needed to fill some spots, but then it's like, nah, you got enough. You had enough women to fill 30 spots, so I can't say that. But I want them to at least expand it past the Royal Rumble. But
Right.
other than that, the my reaction to the Women's Royal Rumble was good. The Jay Cargill and
Oh man, that don't shock. That don't shock me, man.
off, I was just like, oh, just let them just hit each other just once, or let them team up, do something together. But then, of course, they did the whole, oh no, we're not gonna give it to you just yet, but it's coming, it's coming. I feel like Jade. I don't. What I don't want them to do is put Jade and Bianca in the tag team. I don't want them to do that.
Yeah, that's something kind of what Vince. If Vince was still there, that's some kind of stuff that Vince would do.
Yeah, that was something Vince would do, but I don't want them to do it yet. It's gonna
Right.
happen. I don't want them to do it yet. Right now, leave them as singles competitors and whatnot.
Right. Have them to have like a match at Mania or something like that. Kind of,
Yeah, yeah.
start. If not this, if not what she on? No, she's on Raw, right? Bianca.
No, Bianca's on SmackDown.
Okay, that's right. Bianca is on SmackDown. So with Bianca being on SmackDown, they can pretty much do this thing to where like they can have like let's say not this upcoming Friday but maybe next Friday, start building a few. Bianca comes out there and talk. Well, then again, I don't know, because now what I feel like is going to happen, Nia Jax Jade Cargill is a free agent, so she's not really signed to either show. But I feel like Nia Jax it definitely wants a match with Jade Cargill at the Elimination Chamber, as I can see what WWE is trying to set up for.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. You know, would be a good way to set that up. Would be I will want them to at least maybe the elimination chamber, maybe the build up to WrestleMania. Jade needs to be on one of these brands, and we need she she seemed capable. You know,
Right,
it was a Royal Rumble, so I need to see her more in ring action. But from what I've seen in AEW and what she looked at good here, so I need to see her in that. But I would like for them, if you're going to put Bianca and Jay together, let it be for the title. You know, let
right,
it be for the title, or put them in like a triple threat with EO or somebody. You know, something like that at WrestleMania.
right,
Give a good WrestleMania moment.
right. And then
Or
what else?
you go the hot route and just have Jade challenge at WrestleMania by herself.
Right. Who else? What else women made their debut slash return? I'm trying to remember.
Liv Morgan came back.
Oh yeah, the Morgan.
She was
Um,
actually 30.
yeah,
She was 30. Um, other than Liv Morgan and Naomi, I don't think I think everybody else was just either NXT or the main roster. I don't think nobody else really made a return other than Liv and Naomi.
yeah. And then of course, we've seen Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, Tiffany.
I'm not sure if she eliminated Bianca Belair or if Bayley did. But they one other way I mean they helped each other out either way. But
I forgot who eliminated Bianca.
no, so what happened? I remember seeing the replay of it because I had walked into the kitchen. What happened was, what's her name? Tiffany Stratton was, bending back, pulling on
Oh,
Bianca's hair.
she was pulling on Bianca's braid, and
Yeah,
I
and then
think
Bailey just came by and just kicked her shoulder, and then both of them fell out. So
mm,
I was pretty surprised. I'm pretty surprised and impressed with Bailey's performance in the Royal Rumble, and she was one of my picks to win because I said it's either going to be Liv Morgan, it's either going to be what was her name, Becky Lynch, Nia
mm,
Jax. And I think I had one more person in mind. I can't quite remember. Well, yeah, Bayley. Those are one of my four picks that I chose, and it was like Bayley was the odds-on favorite to actually win. Now the question is, we've seen the Kabuki Warriors, Dakota Kai, all of them in that little damage control group seem like they have been trying to turn on, Bailey. They've been pushing her away, and Bailey, is looking like, don't look like they really like me, and she is slowly, letting back from them, and so now Io, don't get me wrong, she is like she's not like a good champion, like at all. I mean, you'll see her walk around with the title. Like, let's say I walk around with this title. I don't defend it for a couple pay per views or anything like that. If this was in the company, of course. But
mm.
how are they going to set up this thing with Bailey and EO Sky? Because I feel like that's how all this is going to happen.
Well, if, the way I see it, if they set it up with EO,
Hmm.
that was what I was kind of hoping Sasha would come into play. I kind of hoping that they would bring her back, and then she would talk Bailey into portraying them, seeing the signs and stuff that they China don't want you in the group. But then since she didn't come back, and I'm like, okay, so now they gotta keep pushing like this whole narrative that damage control is probably gonna try to. I feel like they're gonna do the Batista. Remember when Batista, when he was a part of Evolution and Triple H and them were trying to push him when he won the Royal Rumble to go
Oh yeah,
champion, but he ended up challenging Triple H anyway. I feel like
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
happening. I feel like they're gonna go the evolution route, and they're gonna try to push Bayley to go after Rhea, but they're gonna do it in a way where it's gonna alienate Bayley, and Bayley gonna end up, maybe I guess turn face and go after Io.
Right. So another thing I just I just thought of um like I'm gonna what actually you know what I'm gonna get to it later because I just had a couple theories in mind about the men's Royal Rumble match, but that's a little bit for later though.
But I
Um
can say this too: if they do Bayley versus Io, it will most likely be Rhea versus Becky at Mania. I
yeah,
feel
because they'll probably have Beck of course have Becky to win
elimination
at the
chamber.
elimination chamber. So the let's see how many people in the elimination chamber is it? I think it's six. So
It's
it'd be
I feel
Nia
like
Jax. Oh yeah, go ahead. Who your six that you choose?
well for the elimination chamber.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say if it's not directly, well, Rhea is going to be there, so it's probably be directly against Rhea.
gotcha.
If I could at least if she's not going to be in an elimination chamber, we're going to say she's not in an elimination chamber, but she's there to defend the title, but not in the chamber. So the
Right.
chamber just to see who's going to go to WrestleMania, right? So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to say Becky, Nia, um, not Bayley because she won. So Becky, I would say they throw a little Indy Hartwell in
Maybe,
there.
maybe Liv. I would say.
Yeah, yeah, because you know what? Liv because she wants revenge. So I say they throw a little Liv. They throw Liv in there.
Mm-hmm.
They throw Andy or somebody in there for Cannon Fodder.
Yeah.
Um,
Somebody they can just slap around and eliminate real quick,
they're gonna get eliminated real
like a
quick.
like probably Candice LeRae.
Yeah, Candice LeRae. I mean, cause then they probably I say they probably throw a little Tiffany Stratton in there. Cause
Yeah.
they,
No,
they
he
really
was.
high up on
He is
her.
impressive.
She's impressive, and they high up on her. So I figured one of those spots gonna be an NXT star.
Mm-hmm.
So I say Tiffany Stratton. Where I'm at like five or four. That's four people I named.
Yeah.
Uh, I said was that was like four people I named, right?
Right.
So it's really hard. Dakota, I want to say Dakota Kai. I was expecting her to return at the Rumble, but I want to say Dakota Kai. 'Cause I think she's about ready to return. She says she was returning in 2024.
Yeah. I can't remember how her wrestling stuff. I can't remember how like her wrestling moves or anything like that. She hasn't wrestled in a while.
Yeah,
Can't
she
even.
has. She hasn't. I would have said Charlotte, but obviously she's injured and won't be back for a while.
Got.
Um, it's so hard because we try to stick to the format of the brand split. So we
Mm,
try to stick to that. It's hard because it's not that many women built up to beat Rhea on that side of the brand on the Raw side.
yeah.
And I
I mean, it's definitely not
And then
like.
think about it, it's like because we doing this directly after the Rumble. Bayley hasn't even chosen Rhea. She says she's going to choose Rhea, but we don't know if they're going to really go that route. So it's like it's hard to guess right now because it will
Appreciate
look.
it.
I say, you know what? Jade is also in that chamber.
Yeah.
They, I say Triple H's going to throw her the ball and put her in the chamber too.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely like a bit money marquee. And if they can continue to have her to like wrestle at these different pay per views on Raw or SmackDown, I feel like Jay, is definitely gonna is gonna love it there. Um, you know, she will do the sport, because she loves it. She's not gonna be money hungry or anything, just like well, we're just gonna call her Mercedes Monet because Mercedes Monet wants to make more money than Charlotte Flair, and that's not gonna happen. I mean,
that was one of the reasons why I was like, she might not show up. I was like, she might not because I forgot. I had. It wasn't until I was watching. I'm like, I forgot she did try to pull that crap where she was like, she wanted to make more money than what they gave Charlotte. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think
Yeah,
they're gonna fly.
yeah,
They
all right.
they might,
Yeah, now they might.
but
Shoot, you got
it wasn't.
you got
It was about to happen for the Rumble.
you got
So
the Rock as one of the board of directors. Shoot, people about to be making all this money and matches gonna be going left and right. We're gonna get so many surprise things going on and stuff like that. Man, especially
that brings a good question, but I'm gonna save it for when we get to that. But The Rock is a big looming question mark right now.
I'm wondering. What's the next match that we had? The
So
Logan
after,
Paul.
so after the women's,
Oh,
it
that's right. It
was,
was the Roman match.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I keep throwing that Kevin Owens and Logan Paul match before. But anyways,
I I thought it was Kevin Owens at first, but I remember it went directly to Roman.
yeah. See, I thought that match was gonna be after that one, but
Yeah,
I guess they
I
want.
had it at least it's either going to be the main event or before the men's Royal Rumble, but they put that like directly after the women's.
Yeah, help. Yeah, Hector. It definitely was a good, good rumble. For sure. Even though the crowd was a little bit silent. Yeah, the crowd was a little bit silent during that Logan Paul match. I can
Oh
tell.
yeah, yes, they was.
They were
That-
silent.
for the most part. I
Until
know.
the ending kind of shocked me, but I'm gonna talk about that. Nico said I enjoyed the Royal Rumble. It was an Oscar view. Yeah, I definitely agree too. You got more stories to be, more theories and things to put together, and wonder how show, wonder how things are going to escalate. With you seeing like a lot of stories that are going to be built up, like with Nia Jax and Jade Cargill now. Let's see what he said. Congratulations to Bayley, the winner. Yep. Bayley won, of course.
Yep, and this is the first time since '97 and '98 that a superstar went back to back. That was the last time Stone Cold he did it '97, '98, and then he won it for a third time in 2000.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you guys, the match Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles versus LA Knight versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Now, you guys, I didn't really watch the first 10 minutes of the match. I know there was trade. I seen like the first couple minutes where they started catching Roman in the corner, start stomping on him and stuff like that, but long story short, toward the end, you guys, we seen Solo Sokoa come out, Samoan Spike, Randy. Well, actually, the biggest part where I thought Roman was going to lose, you guys, was when Randy Orton RKO, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. I mean, yeah, yeah, he RKO
Yeah,
pretty much all three of them. Yeah, and
yeah,
so
yeah.
when that did happen, I kind of felt that Solo was gonna come out there because I know Jimmy, of course, he had to be in the Rumble match, and then the leg ended up getting snatched. And I was like, oh shoot, I know that's Solo. And then that when he took out the little hood, it's like you didn't have to put on the hood, just just come out
Yeah,
there like you normally do.
it wasn't like it was a no D. It was a DQ. It was like you didn't have to hide. We knew you was gonna come out eventually. It's not like Roman was gonna win regardless. It was like
Yeah, I mean, he really didn't even need the help. Really, he
no,
didn't.
like, and that was the one thing for me was that I didn't get enough out of this fatal four way that I wanted to because
Right.
this was like the first time in 3 years Roman Reigns has been in this type of position, and it was like he barely was in it.
Yeah.
They mostly fought with each other. And the same thing I'm gonna say about CM Punk when we get there. He was kind of protected too, like that. But
Yeah. I guess they don't want to they don't want to injure him. Too bad. Too badly. And everything. And too bad and everything like that. But with that being said, like Roman pretty much did it by himself during his match. I mean, he
Oh
really
yeah,
didn't.
he
He really
did.
didn't need Solo. He really didn't need Solo's help, like at all. I mean, even though Solo Samoan spiked Randy, Samoan spiked LA Knight, and then Solo Sikoa ended up doing the hip attack, but AJ Styles ended up moving out the way near the barricade. But at the same time, Roman just came up and hit the spear and pretty much won. I was
Right.
like, huh, okay.
Yeah,
Whenever
that's why I said I'm like for a fatal four way, it wasn't as chaotic as I thought it would be. It
yeah,
wasn't as chaotic. Like it was what I felt like it was missing was that we needed at least everybody but Roman to almost win it to make it that more of a oh god everybody could have won it at one point, but it was pretty much like only a couple of people had that spot, and then next you know Roman speared AJ, and when the match was over, I'm like, all right, I'm like
yeah,
okay, that was a little bit quicker than I thought it was gonna be, but
yeah,
anyway.
for shoot. But yeah, you guys. Next match, of course, we're gonna go ahead and say Logan Paul, the Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens match. I
That
wasn't really,
that
I
was a
was.
crazy.
It was a crazy finish. I mean, during the match, during the whole 15, 20 minutes, possibly. I'm gonna estimate it at during that match. I really wasn't into it for real. I was watching it and I started dozing off. I was like, man. And then it started, getting toward the end, where we had some little interference going on with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and then I can't remember that other little guy name. He was trying to bring in some brass knucks.
I forgot who it was, but I think he might be like, was he a YouTube? Is he a YouTuber? He's somebody famous, obviously, because WWE ain't gonna bring you on there unless you're somebody famous. So he
Yeah,
was somebody famous. I just don't follow him like that. But to me, that was the stupidest thing with Grayson Waller. Man, I'm like, really,
yeah.
really?
And then the part they pulled it off real good to where they put the brass nuts on there, and then Kevin Owens actually kicked out when he had punched him without the brass nuts before they all came out. And okay, he said yeah, he's with Logan Paul. What is his name, Hector? By the way,
Yeah,
I'm
what's his name, by the way?
yeah, I'm gonna have
'Cause,
to.
like, I forgot who they said his name like multiple times, and then because we were still watching the show, it slipped my mind what his name was.
Yeah, but dang, Logan Paul literally did hit Kevin Owens like dang there real hard with his hands because he has those metal
Right,
pins in his
right,
hand.
right, right.
Like he freaking socked the mess out of Kevin Owens. You remember when Ricochet got hit by it? But
Yeah,
Ricochet had spit came out his mouth when that happened. I was like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god.
I remember. I remember.
Yeah, I was like, God dang. But Kevin Owens ended up getting caught with the brass knucks after after he tried to knock out Logan Paul with him, and the referee ended up seeing him as Kevin Owens was making the pinfall, and then call it as a disqualification. And
It
so
was stupid. I am that was stupid because in any other time in WWE history, nobody's ever got caught with the brass knuckles like that. Not
yeah,
in that fashion. The
I
dude,
was like,
he said one, two, and then he just looked. I'm like, you saw the brass knuckles on his hand
I was
all that
like,
all the time. You didn't see it when he did it to Rey Mysterio, but now you see it when he did what Kevin Owens do. I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
And I think he was the same referee that was at Crown Jewel. Was he? Y'all comment down below. That referee, was that the same referee that was doing the Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio match for the United States title?
yeah, his name was Jeff. His name was Jeff. Jeff
Jeff.
Levi. That was his name.
That sounds familiar. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely going to check him out once we get off here and
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out too. Cause I'm like, who is he? But they kept
yeah.
saying he was with Logan Paul. But
Hmm.
I think overall, it was cool. The match was cool. The crowd got into it
Yeah.
by and I was just like, okay. And the crowd got
So
into it. It
so
did start out slow. It did start out slow.
I do got an idea on this match right here, you guys. The idea that I have: Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. They're probably gonna do something, not probably this Friday on SmackDown, but probably next Friday. They'll have they'll probably do where like Kevin Owens do a 2-on-1 match with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory or some sort, or they'll do it to where they'll have a title match, but at the same time, with having that title match, they will probably just let's say um, have it ruled as another no DQ. Well, as a DQ, and then next thing you know, they set up the match for Elimination Chamber, and the no disqualification match, falls count anywhere, or I quit match or something like that. They may do it like that for the title as well. So another way to actually build up build up the match between the two as well is what I'm thinking.
I can see that. I can see that. Because that's like, this ain't over with Logan Paul now. I will give WWE this. They got something good with Logan Paul and Kevin Owens. So I can see them going to Elimination Chamber. I'm pretty sure Logan Paul's going to be around for the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. And then he probably going
He
to go on
definitely
like,
want Mania.
huh?
I can definitely tell he want Mania.
Oh yeah, I believe if they don't have Kevin Owens take it from him at Elimination Chamber, they're gonna have it taken from him at Mania. It's
Yeah,
gonna be something like that.
yeah, and okay. But yeah, you definitely want like mega superstars at Mania, like for sure.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Um, I kind of, I was just thinking about when they put Zelina in the match against Rhea. I think it was at a Mania or something like that. I was
No,
like,
that's backlash at Puerto Rico.
oh, okay, cool. I thought it was at Mania, but
No,
yeah,
it was that next month. She was Rhea's like first challenger, and
hmm,
this is not, we talking about the Royal Rumble, but the one thing I will say about that is that I feel like you should, if you're going to do stuff like that, don't relegate her to how y'all doing Zelina. Don't do that
right, right,
because then then now it looks like, to me as a person who's just a fan, it looks like you just put Zelina in that position for the sake of the fact that it was in Puerto Rico. Y'all had
yeah,
no real plans on pushing her,
right.
and
I mean,
you can see that because then you won't. The crowd is not even behind her because the crowd could even tell it. So I'm
yeah,
like, as a fan, Triple H, please, if you're going to put somebody in that position, you're in this position. We trust you, but please don't put people in a match and then don't do nothing with them afterwards.
yeah. I mean that is kind of bad, and that's the reason why I think they put her in that match because they were in Puerto Rico, of course.
Yeah,
Same
they
thing.
they, they wanted to cater to the
Same with
Puerto Rico crowd, and I'm like,
same
that's
thing with
cool,
Damian Priest.
but I mean, you did good with Damian Priest. You still pushing Damian Priest.
Yeah, I wonder if he gonna cash in that briefcase though.
Oh, he gonna cash it in. He might take Seth. He might do a Seth Rollins. At this point, it's gonna be an elimination chamber, or they gonna do it because they didn't do it on Monday. Because they would have
Mhm.
had, if they was gonna do it, they would have had Seth wrestle, and then they just had him cash in, and then would have been like, okay, this is just do it to write Seth off so he could go get surgery and rehab or whatnot. But they keep it in on Seth, so I'm like, okay, Seth might pull through, and then at Mania he gonna cash in and get Seth.
Right, right.
He gonna
Now
either get Seth for making a triple threat, or he gonna cash it in right afterwards and then become champion.
sounds about right too. Sounds about right. But what I was gonna say now, the men's Royal Rumble match, you guys.
Hmm.
Number one, we had Jey Uso come out.
Yep.
Number
Jay.
and entrance number two, it was
Jimmy.
Jamie. I was like, well, dang. I was like, okay,
Right off the
because
bat. And you know how I knew that was gonna happen? Because on SmackDown, when Jimmy drew his number, he was like, "No yeet," and I'm like, "He got number two." Jay
Oh, okay.
already knew Jay was gonna be number one because they've been saying that throughout the whole week that number one was gonna go to Jay. So when they did that on SmackDown, I'm like, Jimmy's gonna be either number two or number three. He was right at the beginning, and I'm like, but when he came out number two, I was like, oh, so they're gonna start off with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But
okay.
But
And
you
I'm
can,
like,
but the thing is, on both of their faces, you can tell they did not want to hit each other. You know, because they been
no,
tag team for so long. You can tell Jimmy when Jimmy was walking out, he was looking down. He wasn't looking at his brother. He tried to keep his character when he got in the ring, and you can tell with Jay. He's like, oh shoot. He's like, man, I'm gonna fight my brother now. He's like, I don't want to do this. He was like, but shoot. He was like, shoot, it's millions and millions of people all across the world watching. He was like, shoot, we got to keep this going some kind of way. And I bet they probably talked backstage, after the Royal Rumble, well, after they probably got eliminated or whatever, about it. But I'm ready for a match between those two.
I felt like had they
Jimmy need
just
to come to Raw.
if they had him conflicted throughout the whole match, that would have set up either a portrayal by Roman or Roman pushing him to really fight his brother, and that's how we get that at WrestleMania. But we probably gonna get there. I really do believe because they did say that was a plan. I really do believe that Jimmy and Jay will fight at WrestleMania. It will be a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and Jimmy's gonna make a little special trip to Raw because Roman says he can do whatever he whatever he wants to do. He doesn't have to listen to um, what's his name, Nick Aldis. So he's probably gonna send Jimmy over there to Raw and look for Jay and all that stuff. So a build up to WrestleMania for those two. Now, question is, what is gonna go on with Solo now? I mean, he's gonna need some kind of power in there, some kind of way. How are we gonna do that?
I feel like Solo. First of all, it's going to be Cody versus Roman and Seth versus either Punk to answer your question. But uh, no, I feel like Solo is going to be the last domino to portray Roman. I really believe this is where they're going to start the Solo portrays Roman angle. Yeah, because
Look,
that's the only that's the only thing that's left at this point.
right.
It, it's for
Welcome, Little Fettuccine 68. So Cody versus Roman again, or Seth versus Cody? It's
that's why
gonna be
that's why I
Cody
was
versus
asking.
Roman. Yeah. Well, shoot, dang. But anyway, so throughout the match, we see Andrade a little low. I think he pulled number three, or he pulled number
He was
four.
number three. He was number three.
Number three, okay. We
He,
seen
he
him.
was the he was the only return slash surprise entrant in that whole man's one, which was
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Even though we seen Omos, he don't. He don't count. He just big into
Oh,
Austin 3.
we know Omos was there. He wasn't like he was injured. They just wasn't using him.
Yeah,
Like nobody, I don't. Omos wasn't going to go nowhere. Triple H got his favorites, just like Vince had his favorites.
yeah,
And
and
he was going to go in there. He was going to eliminate some people, and
yeah.
then he was going to.
Omos is real. Omos is like is around our age, so Omos is still young.
Really?
Most people think Omos is around in his late 40s, but truth be told, Omos is like 28 or 29.
Holy crap! I'm older than Omos.
Yeah,
Sorry, just reveal how old I am.
yeah. Omos is 28 or 29. So with that, it's like well, dang. I was like, this is a big dude, but he looks like he's in his late 40s, but still. But anyways, you guys, Andrade,
my,
it was
my,
great.
I want to say this about Omos too.
Go ahead.
If you're going to put him in the Rumble, put him in the Rumble and let him do his thing. If you're going to
Mm-hmm.
put him in the Rumble, he started to do his thing, but then you could quickly tell when Triple H wanted him gone or how long he was going to be in there. I'm like, he's a monster. Let him eliminate some people. He
Right.
should be. You know what they should do? He should be. He was the next person now after Stone Cold. He should be the next person to break Kane's record. You know, Kane got a record for the Royal Rumble.
I forgot what it was. 13? No.
Like it's like 13. It's between I think it's between 13 and 15 eliminations.
Mm.
Or don't get that record to Roman. Did Roman break the record? I can't remember.
Somebody broke it. I can't remember.
But I believe that the way you start building on Omos, let him be a true Big Show, Kane, monster heel,
Yeah.
and let him dominate.
Yeah, don't give him don't just give him no Tozawa or no or anybody like that. Don't give him nobody easy to beat. I mean, give him like a challenge. I mean, give him um like a Ivar or a
Right,
or some
right.
or somebody like that that you constantly see on Monday Night Raw, even if they don't show up one week, but they be there the next week and next week after that. Just at least give Omar somebody like that to actually Russell, build up a feud. Just like him. You remember like him and Lashley when they were feuding.
That was a good feud. That I realized that now looking back, but Omos needed it more than Lashley did
Yeah,
because Lashley was established. And I'm gonna so we could continue back onto the Men's Royal Rumble.
yeah.
Send Omos back to NXT and let him become NXT champion.
Kane has 11.
Oh, okay, it was 11. Yeah, then Roman broke that. 'Cause I think Roman had like 12 or 13 eliminations that one Rumble when he was in. So it's the record is by Roman then.
Gotcha. It was great to see Andrade Alidolo, seeing Andrade and Santos actually look face to face at each other. I was like, oh shoot, here we go. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I really thought we was gonna have a moment with them, but then Carlito came out next, so I'm like, okay, they gonna give that moment to Carlito and Santos. But yeah, I like that they came face to face, and he thought they was gonna team up, and then he was like, man, nah, but I was right. I think he about to be within LWO, and this is going to be the key to LWO finally becoming like a legit, taken seriously faction. I
yeah.
think that's what they're going to go with Andrade.
Yeah, you've seen plenty of like you've seen different uh like generations. I mean, you had a Dominic in there that got booed like crazy tonight. You had a
Yeah.
Andrade El Idolo. You had a dang, it slipped my tongue. I'm sorry. So you had a Dominic Andrade El Idolo. You had a come on, little bit man. I'm trying to think.
What you still talking about Santos, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
oh
I think
yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah. You had a Santos in there, and then you had a.
yeah, Santos, Dominic, Andrade. I don't think they had another luchador in there though,
I
did they?
thought they did. I thought they did, but man, it was pretty impressive. And then you had Jimmy and Jay. They were in the ring too. Oh yeah, Carlito. You also had
Carly.
Carl. Yeah, that's who it was. The third person I was trying to say that slipped my tongue. Yeah, and then you had Carlito. I was like, goodness gracious. But yeah, they're definitely gonna make LWO a good faction, for sure. Of course, Ricochet. He's still doing his little thing, of course. After I think he caught like a concussion a while back or so.
Did you see when Kofi Kingston came out and the New Day song hit? But people, you could tell people was looking for Big E. If you
Yeah,
listen, people went crazy. But then when Kofi came out, they got quiet because
I'm
they wanted it to be Big E.
I'm surprised that Xavier didn't come in the match right after Kofi.
Yeah, you know what? I was surprised by that too,
I was
given
like,
the fact
normally he comes like one, two, possibly three after Kofi, but I was like,
you are
huh,
like, if not the next one, usually the the one number after that, and then it'll either be Biggie or Xavier, and it was neither or. But
Yeah,
I felt bad for Kofi because the crowd just like I said, the crowd went crazy, and
yeah.
then when he came out and they saw it said Kofi kissed it, they were just like it was like instant, like people
That jump
died
was
inside.
crazy, man. Like,
I wanted it to be Big E too. No
yeah,
lie, I wanted Big
yeah,
E,
because
but
most people heard,
I want him to be healthy before he comes back.
right. A lot of people heard, oh, it's new yesterday, and then they was like, oh,
Yeah, they heard Big E's voice and they thought it was gonna be Big E, and then Kofi came out. They was like, "Yeah," oh.
that
And
jump was,
I've never heard that instant die before. It was just like they was going crazy till he came out, and they were just like the volume just went down, and it was
no,
just like,
the only time I would think it's gonna be Big E when it was like everybody want to go big, and then
yeah,
say that then,
I'm
and
like,
then
he
everybody would have
didn't
went
come up
crazy.
with that though. That's why I was like, why do people think it was Big E? He got a different theme song.
Yeah,
His song is Wale.
yeah,
So I'm like, it would have been Wale's song came out. That's how
yeah.
you knew it would have been Big E.
That song is pretty cool. Everybody want to go big. Hey, we'll say that then, and then that's when everybody, go crazy. And man, Biggie's like one of the favorites, for sure. But
And I was disappointed that we didn't get a usual Kofi Kingston shenanigans on how to get back into the ring. He just
yeah, we
got
didn't get
eliminated.
it.
It was just like, I'm like, dang, they ain't gonna give him no shine at all.
Mm,
And I always say this. If y'all don't know me, y'all always say this. Kofi Kingston deserves way better than what they give him.
yeah,
He really like ever since he lost to Brock Lesnar, I've been so upset with WWE how they do Kofi, and then how they did Big E off afterwards. They just they win the title, they just put him back in the tag team. I'm
yeah.
like, y'all don't have to do that. Y'all act like they wasn't champions,
And you know what
but
I'm
then
glad?
you had this whole segment with them. Oh, these are the black champions in the modern era. Y'all don't act like it. Y'all make them be jobbers and tag team. Y'all don't act like they champions,
Yeah, I
except
mean,
except for Bobby Lashley.
yeah.
Bobby,
Every time a person like us gets the title. Here comes here come Brock Lesnar running down the ring. I mean,
speaking of which, Brock Lesnar was not at the Royal Rumble, guys.
I was pretty much
He,
surprised by that. And you know the reason why I say I was surprised by that, but then again it kind of made me thought about it. Remember the thing when we were watching SmackDown? Well, during SmackDown last night, if you didn't watch it, I think it was like around the probably like the 9:30, around like the 9:20, 9 o'clock, 9:30 mark. Got a notification to my phone, according to BleacherReport.com, that Vince McMahon resigned due to all the allegations and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
jumped up, made a video real quick. I was like, oh shoot. So long story short, remember when Vince McMahon left before, right? That Brock
yeah.
Lesnar said that if Vince leaves, then
Yeah, he was hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind, since Vince done resigned, that kind of made me thought about Brock again, and I was like, huh. But so I don't know if we're gonna get that Gunther versus Brock Lesnar match, even though
I,
that's
I believe we will. It depends on how these next months go. But the only reason I know why he wasn't there, and that's the only reason why Brock wasn't there, because at that last moment, that whole shenanigan with the whole case named Brock Lesnar as the
that's right.
person. When they said his name, Triple H was like, now we got to pull Brock. Now
Yeah,
we got to pull Brock. Even if Brock didn't do it, we got to pull Brock.
yeah,
Because now people be like, oh, you supporting somebody who's sex trafficked.
yeah,
They just had to pull Brock. Brock was going to be there for sure.
yeah,
I guarantee you, Brock was probably going to be like number 30 or somebody. I guarantee you, if Brock was there, Sammy would have got an earlier entrant and Brock would have been 30.
yeah. It was now speaking of Sammy returning, it was kind of lame how they it was kind of lame how they actually did that. Have Sammy come out at number 30. People wasn't really behind. Sammy for real. They wasn't really behind. There, you had some people out there out of the whole 40 something thousand. You probably had like maybe a
They
couple
was
hundred
behind him,
people.
but they wasn't behind him as much as I thought they was going to be.
Yeah,
I
getting
thought
up.
they were going to be behind him a lot more. I thought his pop was going to be a lot more,
Yeah,
but
kind of like when Shinsuke came out during the men's Royal Rumble match, and you hear everybody, "Whoa!" and all that other junk and stuff, but
yeah,
nobody.
they were into Sasuke. They was into Sasuke Nakamura.
They were definitely to Shinsuke, and they were singing this song. His song went off. They still was singing like like he's a face. And I was like, them in the deal.
They pop hard for CM Punk, Sasuke, kind of for Drew and Cody Rhodes.
Mm,
They pop hard for Cody Rhodes, Sasuke, and CM Punk, but Sami Zayn got a little bit. He was the only one who got this close to having the same pop as the other guys, but you could tell who the crowd was rooting for.
right
As this was going on, you could tell the crowd was only really rooting for Gunther, CM Punk, or Cody.
now, you know who I
And
thought number 30 was gonna be?
who?
I thought it was gonna be The Rock. I was like, man, I was like,
When they I knew The Rock wasn't going to be there, and all honesty, I knew he wasn't going to be there. He might have. They might have would have had him there, but my gut was telling me when he got this whole board of directors TKO thing, then his daughter becoming NXT general manager, they like, okay, we can't have you come into the win the Royal Rumble. But everybody goes like, oh look, Rob becomes board of director. His daughter becomes general manager. Now he wins the Royal Rumble. He's gonna face Roman Reigns. Cody gets snubbed again. It would have been a whole different story.
yeah, that right there makes sense.
And they want the crowd to be on the Rock side. So they like, we can't have it. Because I honestly I didn't I wanted who I wanted Cody to win, and he did. But I honestly didn't think he was. I thought he was going to win that elimination chamber, going to face Roman.
Right,
I
that's what I
thought
thought they were
CM
gonna do
Punk,
too.
I thought CM, it was. I definitely thought CM Punk and Gunther was going to win. But when Gunther got eliminated, I was like, oh, it's going to be CM Punk. And then as it went on, I'm like, it's really going to be CM Punk. And
Gunther was
then
very
at that last what 2 to 3 minutes of that match, I was like, it might be Cody. They might let Cody be the next person since 1998 to go back to back. And
yeah.
but then he was when he was hitting these moves on Cody, I was like, nope, it's going to be CM Punk. But then when he went to go hit that last GTS, he grabbed his leg. I was like, oh, they doing it. They about to
Yeah.
do it.
So another thing that made me thought about it too of the back to back thing, they kept showing they kept showing that thing where Stone Cold won three back to back.
Yeah.
They've been showing it this past week. They showed it last week. And I was like they finna do they finna have Cody to win. But I was
And- and-
like that makes sense.
yeah, you're right about that because they do it almost every rumble, but this rumble they pushed it hard. That
Yeah.
nobody has went back to back since Stone Cold. And I'm like, and then when they kept saying only 3 men, I'm like, they might let Cody go back to back.
Yeah, because he won
But
last year's. I was like,
here's, here's what you got to do now. Roman cannot go past Mania with that title
mm,
because if you let him go back to back and he still don't finish that story, they're not going to believe Cody's going to finish that story no more.
yeah,
They're not believe it. They're not. So you either and he did it when he won. He pointed at Roman Reigns and said he won Roman. So either you're gonna let him beat Roman or you're not. And Roman lose at SummerSlam. But then again, I said that last year and he didn't lose at SummerSlam. So you cannot have. I do not want another whole year with Roman as champion. I love the guy, I do,
yeah,
but his championship reign is annoying as hell because there's nothing but just him.
yeah,
And then he goes away for a couple of months, and then we got pay per views with no. Okay, we get it. He broke some records. Leave some of the records alone because nobody don't want to wait another. He has to be champion to get the ultimate record to make him number one. He would have to be champion for 2 to 3 more years, and I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm
He,
not doing it 2 to 3 more years with Roman as champion. I'm
yeah,
sorry. He's good enough.
he got
Let him get the Mania.
he got
He
sweet little.
passed the first Bruno San Martino record. Let Bruno San Martino and they'll keep that top spot, man.
So where does it go now as far as like as far as like Gunther now? I mean, uh,
Well, got two options now. Now, option A, which I think is the most likely option, is that you have Gunther go to Elimination Chamber and he possibly lose to Brock Lesnar. But the thing is because it's Brock Lesnar, I don't think Brock Lesnar will face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. So here's what I think. Gunther does lose the Intercontinental Championship final. He does. It might be the Kofi. It could be the Kofi Kingston on Monday. It could be,
I think it's gonna be the Jey Uso.
but yeah, most likely it will be Jay. That was all I was just about to say. Most likely he's going to lose it to Jay. Gunther goes on to face Seth because Seth's going to need a challenger. So we already know Bayley hasn't chosen, but we know Cody did. So he goes on to face Seth, and he beats Seth for the title. But Damian Priest cashes in, beats Gunther, becomes champion. Backlash is a triple threat for the title. If Seth is well enough to pull it off.
Yeah, that's true too. Now the next thing is what about CM Punk? It's kind of
That was my now hold on. Now here's my option B. Because I did that was my whole option A with Gunther. Option B. You add the CM Punk element. Now there's rumors that he wants to that they might have CM Punk versus Stone Cold at Mania.
mm,
That's a good possibility. But if you're going to keep him on this path with Seth, then you put Seth. If you don't have Seth Rollins at the Elimination Chamber, or say he do make it to Elimination Chamber, say he's going to limp his way to Elimination Chamber, you make it a one-on-one match, and then you pull the trigger with Damian Priest. Or you can have Seth Rollins versus Gunther and CM Punk at Mania.
now what if Priest cashes in during the match of Roman and Cody at Mania and
Jackie,
and
now
and and,
that
as Cody goes and try to go for the pinfall, you get Damian Priest run, his song hits, he runs down there with the briefcase, hits Cody over the head, Roman gets up trying to hit the spear, he hit Roman in the head, and actually pins Roman, and be one of the people to pin Roman and beat him for the title all at one, and then he walks out with the title, holding it back like this or something. Ooh.
you know, that's not a bad idea.
But I mean,
But I
it
see
could. Well, it's a lot of ways it can happen.
if they do that route and they have him cash it in on in the Cody match, they're gonna do it right when Cody wins. Cody
Oh,
wins.
that too.
Cody wins. He don't even have a moment to cherish it because Roman and them beat his ass. Here comes Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Not just finishing the story. Finally being able to say, Dad, I did it for you. Here comes Roman Reigns, mad because he lost his title. They beat him up. Here comes Damian Priest. Now at Backlash, you got Cody Rhodes trying to get the title that he just won back from Damian Priest. Yeah, that you got the whole annoyance of Judgment Day doing the bloodline. Now they keeping Damian Priest, helping him stay champion. And now we got this whole another story where Cody Rhodes now again is trying to recapture the title after already winning it. Now we got to go through this whole him trying to be a champion again. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. And then Cody goes heel. Cody goes heel. He snaps and goes heel because he's getting tired of being held from his story.
Question. Now, what about Randy Orton? I mean,
Ooh, Randy. See,
I'm not
there's
worried
a
about AJ Styles or LA Knight because I mean,
see,
I don't know.
there's a lot of things you could do with Randy Orton and LA Knight. And I know, see, I know fans want LA Knight. I want LA Knight. If you move him to Raw, you move Randy to Raw, both of them got a real shot at being champion.
Right.
But with this title right here, that title is all you cannot interfere with the story you just made now. Not you just they can't change that. Cody Rhodes is definitely facing Roman.
Yeah, I'm
But
surprised.
then,
I'm surprised he's seen him all the. I'm surprised he's seen him all the way up there.
but if you want to do this, you have LA Knight or Randy challenge Cody Rhodes at Backlash.
And like I was thinking, they probably can split some matches up. Between two people, like
Mm.
night two Cody versus Roman, night one Roman versus Randy or some kind of way. And what if Randy wins and Randy ends up fighting Cody or something like that?
I forgot to mention too. The only way Cody wins at Royal Rumble at the WrestleMania is they have between now is the time when you start the whole Solo don't wants to be with Roman anymore.
I'm ready for that.
Because Roman cannot lose until he's completely by himself. It's just him and Paul. Because you still got Solo with him, y'all gonna try to use that whole Solo thing. We need Solo now, either portraying Roman, or we need Roman to basically do what he did to the Usos last year, where he's starting to get to Solo, and Solo like, you know what, I had enough. Simone Spike, now you truly on your own, and that's how Cody beats Roman at WrestleMania.
That's what I feel like is going to happen too, and people going to lose their voice at WrestleMania. Man,
Oh yeah, people about to lose. It's gonna be some raspy voice and some tea drinking that next day.
man, man,
But
man, man.
the Royal Rumble in itself, we got way off track, but the Royal Rumble in itself was good. Overall, it was good. It was overall good.
What
I enjoyed it.
would you give it a B, C, or D?
It was like four matches,
Yeah, 4.
and so
Oh,
it's the men's and the women's was fine. It was the in between that needed to be better for me.
yeah.
The Roman Reigns match was the best of the championship matches, but I felt like it should have went on a little bit longer, and it should have been a little bit better. It did not live up after all this build up for this Fatal 4-Way. It didn't really live up to it to me.
Mm-mm.
And then the Kevin Owens match, after all this hype that you put around that, it started out slow. You could tell the crowd was even into it until down near the end.
Hey, one funny thing that I found out, well, not found out, but seen during the show was when our truth came out during the women's match, and I was like, "What is he doing?" Now that you guys was like, that was so funny. I was
That
like,
yeah, that was funny to
and
me.
then
But
I was
I would if I give it an A, I can't give it an A+ because it wasn't an A+ show. It was not. It was not an A+ show.
I can give like a I give it like a slight B between B and
I was,
C.
I was gonna say maybe a B+, but then I'm like, you know what? I give it an A- just because the Royal Rumble match is made up for the lackluster title defensive matches. So both women's and men's Royal Rumble match was good enough on their own for me to say I give it an A-. I give it an A-. But had the men's Royal Rumble been any worse than what it was, I would have gave it a B+.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, we're gonna see what's gonna happen on Monday Night Raw. Of course, may get CM Punk. Come out. Well, no, they're gonna say the here's your Rumble winner and stuff like that, and then
Cody Rhodes and Bayley go get a spot.
yeah, he's gonna get it first. There was and Samantha Irvin. She's gonna be like the winner of the 2024 Royal Rumble, and then she's gonna introduce Cody Rhodes and all that stuff. And he's gonna talk about finish the story. Talk about he's gonna say hey whatever wherever they're gonna be at. So what do you guys want to talk about? Of course, he's gonna talk about the Royal Rumble, and then
Of course.
of course, CM Punk, comes out there. Maybe Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk at Elimination Chamber of some sort. I don't know, but
I feel like CM Punk is gonna have some type of uh, promo about still finding his way to the main event, and he's gonna probably talk about stuff about facing Seth, making sure because since Cody is going at the Roman, he's gonna make sure that he's the one to face Seth for in the main event of WrestleMania. So I feel like he's gonna talk about something like that. Bayley, if Bayley does show up on Monday, that means they really are going with this damage control, taking over everything. But if she doesn't show up on Raw, then that might be going to where she might eventually pick Io.
I think
We're gonna we're gonna see.
yeah. But shoot, that's it, y'all. I'm ready to see what's gonna happen on Monday Night Raw this upcoming Monday. Um, I'm of course gonna watch NXT on Tuesday. It was great to see Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker. It was great to see him, Tiffany Stratton, all those NXT stars in the matches. Don't forget about Roxanne Perez as well. But like I said,
Yeah, I forgot about her. She did good in the Rumble. She did good.
yeah, only person that didn't do good in Rumble was Valhalla, and I still cannot
You know,
believe.
I missed that. That was when Truth came out, and I always said I love Sarah Logan, but she was the weak link of that group.
I mean,
She was.
she was even no disrespect or anything, but she was the weak link on Raw when who did she face? Ivy Now, I believe, and I was like, what in the world? I was like, how did Ivy Now beat her? I was like, that's weird because Ivy Now normally never wins a match. But yeah,
And, you know what? And they needed Ivy Niles to win that match because, like I said, the one thing about Raw, if it's not Nia or Becky,
right,
you don't. Who else do you have on there that's a serious threat to Rhea? So you got to start building somebody else other than them two.
yeah.
You got.
But man, yeah, you guys, that is it, you guys. Ready to see what's going to happen on these shows. I know, Roman Reigns probably not going to be on Friday Night SmackDown later this week or anything. So, but
Oh, he probably. I say he'll be on SmackDown. He'll be on SmackDown, but he won't be. He'll take a hiatus because he's not going. He's not going to be on Elimination Chamber. So He's going to take his little hiatus, and then he's going to come back probably after the Chamber.
man, he has a sweet little schedule, man. I mean, making all this money, only got to wrestle a couple pay per views throughout the year.
They gave him the Brock Lesnar schedule.
Yeah, that schedule is sweet, man. Like couple $1 million, some millions of dollars of the year, each year. Shoot, man, just imagine. But that is nice though. But yeah, you guys, we seen what you guys liked and didn't like about the Rumble and everything like that. We gave our thoughts, we gave our opinions, and all the good stuff. Remember, you guys, to subscribe to Lil Bitman Gaming. That's
Yes.
LILMAN Gaming, GAMING. Subscribe to him. He plays different game. He plays what all games he play. I can't remember all of them. I tried.
I play all types of games, all different types of games. I play from fighters. Right now, I'm doing Tekken 8, and I will be doing Dead Space. But I play shooter, racing, all that type of stuff. It doesn't particularly be one game. I also do reaction and reviews like I do
I
with
need to do
wrestling.
some. I gotta jump on to that. I gotta jump on those reaction videos for sure because there's a lot of videos that I see. Not I would love to react to. I just gotta figure out what's the best software that I can like actually use and things like that. But yeah, you guys, Chris Wrestling Views, of course, here at YouTube.com. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for joining my live. Thanks for stopping in, Little Big Man, as well. So next pay per view, you guys, Elimination Chamber on February 24th. I believe that is on a Saturday as well. Hopefully, it's
Yep.
not on a Sunday. Yeah, because I like these pay per views. They're having on Saturdays. I didn't like the Sundays one because once you watch it on Sundays, of course you have to go to work like the next day. You like, man, it's like you want to go back like that next day to actually go back and watch, the matches that they have. So I'm glad WWE are putting these shows on a Saturday, and you can have that Sunday to go back and watch it, as I was saying before. But it was amazing, you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, salute, and catch you guys next time.